Test.
I think we're good.
You good? Can you hear us?
Yeah, you can hear us.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. A little bit
Get
better.
it adjusted.
Yeah. All right.
Hello and welcome back to the Mad Cinemists Show. I'm Scott G.
And I'm Phil D.
Philip, it's last week of Feel Good Movie Month.
Yeah.
I don't know how traditionally feel good this movie is.
Oh, it makes me feel
It
good.
makes me feel real good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. We're talking about Snatch today, guys.
Not
Guy
that kind
Ritchie.
of Snatch.
Not that kind. We're getting into some Snatch. If you know what we mean.
A heist film.
You know.
They snatched it.
Just snatched that diamond.
They did.
All over the place.
That big old
So this
diamond.
is the first.
Snatched it right out of Vinny's trousers.
Nice. So this is the first Guy Ritchie film I think I was even which put him on my radar.
I think I'm
Yeah.
the same with that. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this is the first one that I ever heard.
I would think a
ever
lot
watched.
of people would kind of figured out who he was through this movie.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we've gone back and watched like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels,
absolutely.
and there's a lot of correlations between that and this movie. I think that was actually this was actually the next movie that he did after that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
And to me, those are the two best of his movies.
Most iconic. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
it's not that other stuff's bad. I really
Right.
don't think that. But
'Cause I
those two
didn't-
were just...
I didn't really mind the King Arthur.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty good.
That one's
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it ain't this movie.
Ooh. And, one thing that I definitely like about both of these movies is Vinny Jones.
Vinny Jones, dude. And he gets introduced the same way each time. He's
Yeah.
just always slamming a dude's head in the car door.
He's the muscle, man.
He is, and he's great at it.
Bonjour.
Yeah, I love that when he answers the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go through a little plot summary for those who haven't seen this. So
It's about diamonds.
it's about diamonds.
Don't they come from Antwerp?
Yeah. So there's this big diamond that everybody, or just about everybody in the story, is trying to get their hands on.
It's
at
like
some
half
point.
a golf ball.
Yeah. I think the only two people, characters in this story that aren't really aware of the diamond, at least until the very end, is Turkish and Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because they don't really have anything to do with the heist aspect.
No.
So,
Nope, they're kind of just caught in the middle of a bunch of trash.
right. Yeah.
They're really not even involved in all of this. They
Not
accidentally fell ass backwards into doing, shit for Bricktop, basically.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
oops.
Somebody steals the diamond. Another person tries to steal it from them.
Yep.
Then they try to steal it from, then it gets stolen by another dude. And, like,
And then
it's
there's a
just
sneaky Russian man
a
involved.
sneaky Russian man who sells the gun to the dude who's trying to steal the diamond. And then this badass gangster gets, whiffs of the diamond, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Whiffs of the diamond? But anyways, it's kind of an overlapping. Everything just kind of it starts out really broad, and then everything kind of spirals in on itself.
Yeah, it all
throughout the
converges in
movie.
one point.
Yeah,
And it explodes. It's a bunch
Explodes.
of storylines that crash into each other. That's
Absolutely.
exactly what happens.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
because of that
Uh-huh.
scene where they're going back and forth between the two cars or the three cars,
And then when they run into Boris,
that
he's walking around looking like a fucking chicken.
yeah, with a little
Man.
fucking bag on his head.
It's a tea cozy.
Yeah.
You got to keep your teapot warm.
No, wait, I thought Frankie Four Fingers, Benicio del Toro's character, he's the one with
Yeah,
the
the
tea
tea
cozy.
Oh yeah, I guess it just was a bag. I don't know. I figured they just put tea cozies on folks' heads.
That's what they do in
England.
in England.
Yeah,
When they're trying to murder somebody, they
Yeah.
put a tea cozy on their head.
It's disgraceful.
Oh.
You don't want to be found dead with a tea cozy on your head. Come on.
Absolutely not.
They should be warm.
So, I know I ask you this about most of the movies that we talk about, but was there anything in particular in this movie that stands out to you the most?
Jesus.
Like,
Oh man, the most. Okay, so let me think about that. If I immediately thought about something from this movie, it'd be hard pressed not to say that it's the Pikeys.
Yeah,
immediately right off the bat.
and specifically Brad Pitt's like performance as
yeah.
Mickey is just spot the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah. That's probably the first thing to come to mind, and then Bullet Tooth Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just for me, it's just the dialogue overall.
Yeah,
like the way that
it's so good. It's hard to even pick out a
specific line.
It's all so good, man. When he goes to fuck with the dude, Spud from Trainspotting.
Oh yeah,
and Spud's like, "Oh, you still around here, Tony?" And he goes, what do you know? Still warm, the blood that courses through my veins."
Yeah,
like those lines
unlike
are,
yours.
Yeah,
those are just on point, and it's just you want to listen to him over and over again. Endlessly quotable movie.
No Turkish. I'm sweet enough.
Yeah, Bricktop I think has some of my favorite lines. Yeah.
Horrible cunt personified by me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely like Bricktop. He's such a great villain. I still totally stand by that he would have worked great as a Bond villain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Him opposed to a Daniel Craig Bond would have been pretty.
Would have been pretty great, man.
That.
Yeah, give him a dude Bricktop with a volcano fortress.
Oh man, see,
think about how terrible that would be.
we haven't been in that realm of Bond in a while, have we?
Not really.
Motherfuckers have volcano fortresses and bases on the moon and shit.
It's all like parkour and the Autobahn.
it's because they want it to just be the Jason Bourne movies,
essentially.
But we digress.
Anyways.
We're not talking about that. In other things, English.
Yeah.
So a lot of the actors in this, I really like them. For their roles in this film, and this might be the movie that I think about him the most, like Saul.
Absolutely,
he's one of the guys because he's in a bunch of stuff. He's in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, he is.
He's in some show. I can't think of what it is.
But we've seen him in several other things. It's every time you see him, it's like, it's Saul. It's Saul.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first thing you think of, man. And then Vinnie Jones.
Exactly.
Vinnie Jones is Bullet Tooth Tony. I mean, I liked him as Big Bruce.
Yeah, in Lock, Stock. Yeah.
Watch your mouth around the fucking kid. That's great.
Absolutely.
Again, amazing dialogue.
Yeah,
I feel.
I would say that I feel that way about Jason Statham even today, and I've seen him in other things that I've liked him in.
This is my favorite of period.
But this is the role that like really kind of puts him on the map.
You know what I think it is with this one?
What's that?
He's not being a tough guy in this.
Not really, man. He's just trying to keep his shit together.
This is
throughout the whole thing.
This is before that whole transporter
era, where he's just like the action star,
or Crank, or like all that stuff.
Crank's fun.
Yeah, Crank is fun. Yeah,
Crank is real fun.
Yeah. Good premise.
Yeah, but at this point, he's just trying to keep his head above water, literally the whole time. And Tommy just isn't helping at all,
pulling him under the whole time. Oh, Tommy.
So Tommy goes to buy him a new caravan, and that's how we get introduced to Mickey.
Which when they say caravan, they mean a trailer.
Yeah.
For us over here.
Yeah, it's a trailer. So, it's a camper.
Yeah, when they say campsite, they mean trailer park.
Trailer park. Exactly.
That's what they mean.
But he goes to try to get the caravan, the trailer, from Mickey.
And a dog.
And he ends up getting a dog, Which the dog, I think, is the through line.
Pikeys, they always throw dogs in with deals.
Absolutely. Ends up kind of getting screwed on the trailer because the wheels fall off.
Yeah. What I want a caravan that's got no fucking wheels.
Absolutely. And ends up making a bet, fighting his big bruiser guy. What is it?
Gorgeous
George.
Mm-hmm. Which is a literal.
He is pretty.
He's a pretty man.
He's a pretty. His big head. you know.
This man literally has a knucklehead. It's that, you know.
Absolutely. But yeah, ends up making a bet with Mickey, fighting Gorgeous George, bare knuckle boxing. Gorgeous George gets knocked the fuck out. And dude, that scene where it's got the close up, where it's talking like if Gorgeous George doesn't wake up here in a little bit, Tommy's gonna be fucked. Because the pike,
proper fucked.
Yeah, proper fucked. And he's like, I don't know, it just keeps tightening in on Tommy's face, and you can feel the terror that this kid is going through.
Because he doesn't see a good outcome.
Absolutely not.
Well, best thing, I'll just be beat severely.
And that dude has his fucking crowbar to his goddamn neck. And like, Jesus, put yourself in his shoes. Like,
man,
I wouldn't be holding it together half that good.
Couldn't even deal with it, man. It's you'd be pissing all over yourself. And that's pretty much what it looks like he's doing right there, you know. He's crying and everything, and it's that's one of the most tense movies. You know, again, for a movie that I would consider lighthearted because I always love watching it, and it's got so many, you know, good moments. Yeah, man, it's got some serious shit.
It's got some pretty sad moments. I mean,
and Bricktop's kind of a fucking terrible bastard.
Absolutely,
he's funny and you like him, but he's not a good guy at all.
Absolutely. And I think that was completely intentional. Absolutely. Like Guy Ritchie, I remember reading or even hearing something about this. The reason that Bricktop fights dogs is because that puts it immediately in your head. This is not a good guy.
Like, fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah. It worked.
Absolutely.
It worked. It's because what is it like? As soon as they walk in the spot and there's like the dead dog after the fight, and he goes, "Charm the paint off wolves. These fellas can."
Yeah, you like a dog fight, Turkish? Not really. No.
Let's talk business.
Absolutely,
man. Yeah, I really like all the little quips that he has for Tommy the whole time.
Oh yeah,
he just picks on him like a little brother.
Just keeps telling. Yeah.
Well,
they've been friends for a while, man. Yeah.
I also really love Vinny and Saul picking on fucking Tyrone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Too tight? You can land and jump a fucking jet in there.
It's behind you, Tyrone. When you go in reverse, things come from behind you. It was a funny angle. Dude, and Tyrone is completely unapologetic for hitting that van, dude.
Not only that, but he doesn't move.
No.
He just sits there.
Yep.
You'd think he'd at least scoot up and be like, it wasn't me.
Or find
somebody else hit that.
Yeah, find another space. Yeah.
Nope. Gotta have that one.
So Vinny and Saul have been hired by Boris the Blade to rob this bookies that Frankie Four Fingers, who currently has the diamond. We're going to try to track the diamond, okay? So the diamond is in the possession of Frankie Four Fingers.
Who was given it by the Uzbekistanis.
Yeah.
Okay. But they know Boris.
They know Boris.
And then Boris pays
Saul and Vinny
to knock over Frankie Four Fingers.
Essentially at a bookies which Boris sent him to because he has a gambling problem.
Viva
Las Vegas. I love all the little clips of him, the montages of him just losing money,
sweating.
Yeah,
because it's kind of that Fear and Loathing kind of look.
Yeah,
for a second
absolutely.
They're going like,
dude, he's even got the nice Hawaiian shirts on the whole time.
No mustache though.
Nah, boo.
As your lawyer.
Good movie. No. So anyways, they're waiting on Saul and Vinny are waiting on Frankie Four Fingers.
Yeah. Okay.
To go into the bookies. Mm-hmm. What they don't realize is they've knocked him out in the van that they just hit. Okay? And it's like they go into the bookies, they try to rob it, but all bets are off.
Yep.
Yeah. And pretty much just bumble their way through the rest of that whole scene.
Which, just got to say real quick, I mean, you made this comment, but that chick in there, like, I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else. Who knows if she is in anything else, but dude, she's awesome.
Oh, she's really good. I like her a lot because she is just over it. Dude. Who knows how many times this bookie gets robbed?
Just doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, I've seen a gun. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
This does not affect me.
Nope. Yeah. So where's the diamond go after that then?
The diamond is still currently with Frankie Four Fingers until Tyrone knocks him out because he stumbles out of the van. Tyrone notices him, and he's shoving him into the back.
A man with 4 fingers carrying a briefcase, Vinny.
Yeah, exactly. So currently,
he goes, who is this man, Tyrone?
Yeah, exactly. Too good. Just so matter of fact.
Yeah, man. Yeah. English people.
Yeah, so now it's in the possession of Saul and Vinny.
Yeah.
And they get it back to their pawn shop.
Yeah.
Then Boris.
They call Boris and they're like, Boris, well, right, we got the dude with 4 fingers. You got to come over here and get it.
Exactly.
So at that point, they accidentally say Boris's name too loud. Boris has to shoot fucking Frankie Four Fingers.
So Frankie's out of the picture. He's gone.
And he's the only person that knew the combination to the briefcase that's still attached to his arm via handcuffs.
Right.
And so the stone is inside the briefcase. So Boris chops his goddamn arm off and takes it with him.
So currently the diamond is in the possession of a crazy fucking Russian that just cannot die.
Yeah.
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 Good old Boris the Blade.
A hatchet with him.
Just carries it, yeah.
Yeah, cleaver. Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to need a cleaver, man.
Yeah. We're going to break down this hog.
Right.
Hangs out with fucking Bricktop.
Bricktop all the time, man. So, so Boris has it. So who is the next one to get it? It's not Avi. Because they're looking for it at the time.
Let's see. Boris has it. They get it from... No, it would be Avi next. Because they catch up with Boris.
That's right. And they take him back to his place. Get the stone.
And then they're in the car.
But wait, how does Saul and Vince get it back? Oh, that's right. That shootout in the bar.
The shootout in the bar,
That's
and
right,
they snatch it from Avi because he's coming out of the bathroom.
See? Snatch!
There you go.
The title does mean something.
In this one scene only.
In this one scene. Yeah.
Everything else is moved.
No. So Vinny and Saul have it again.
Yeah.
They're planning on giving it to Bricktop because Bricktop knows about the diamond at this point.
And then that's when the crash happens. Well, wait a second. Because they have the dog.
No.
Because they have the dog.
Yeah.
It's not. It's because it was eaten by the dog.
They go back to the pawn shop.
Forgot to mention that point.
Yeah. Well, they go back to the pawn shop. Bullet Tooth Tony and Avi intercept them at the pawn shop.
That's right. Okay.
And that's when the dog eats it.
Bullet Tooth Tony gets shot.
And Avi goes right the fuck back to the U.S.
Right. And then the two dudes get the dog. Vinny and
no,
right?
Well,
where's the dog?
The dog runs away and it doesn't come back
until the very
end when Turkish and Tommy get it.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because they're being questioned by the police.
So the dog actually randomly shows up again with
absolutely.
the stone, and it happens to come back to the main characters who had nothing to do with the stone.
Absolutely.
So when they get the stone, they're like, huh, that's weird. Have you ever seen a diamond this big?
Yeah, for real. It's like, oh, who do we go to? Well, I guess we go to Doug the Head.
Who calls Avi.
And then Avi ends up getting it at the end.
Okay, so hold on a second then. So I think we figured it out because at first we were trying to figure out what the situation was. So Frankie Four Fingers was only there to initiate a deal between the Uzbekistanis and Doug the Head. That's all that was going on. Okay, so if we just brass tacks, right? That's what's going on. And then they don't want to... They basically want to make their money and they want the diamond as well. So they're going to rob him.
Yeah.
Right? So that seems to be the idea. They're just trying to get it back again.
Okay.
But they want to conceal their involvement in getting it back.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's why they call Boris, and that's why Boris hires Vinny and Saul.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't get back to who actually wants it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So it's
but Avi is probably the one that initiates this from the beginning. He's probably the one that hires Frankie Four Fingers to go get the fucking diamond.
And he's in New York the whole time.
Absolutely. Except for when he has to go track down Frankie.
London.
I don't like leaving my country, Doug, and I certainly don't like leaving it for anything less than white sandy beaches and cocktails with little small umbrellas.
We've got beaches here.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to see them? I love Abby, dude.
Yeah,
He's
Abby's
so
good.
Yeah,
Abby's good. I love him in Get Shorty too.
Yeah, Get Shorty's good.
And
Get Shorty kind of has that same feel. There was a little while there between like 1999 and
Big Trouble.
early 2000s. Yeah, Big Trouble. Where this style of gangster movie was kind of the thing.
Well, it kind of had this like beachy vibe to it. It was like, you know what I mean? Like they were.
Almost. Yeah, well, because they were in California.
Yeah, so all of them kind of have this like leisurely gangster thing going on.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit different than other gangster shit, you know, like you know that Florida cocaine cowboys meets like California, you know, LA, you know,
California love.
Yeah, that's it. California. Yeah,
excellent.
I definitely dug that era of this kind of caper film.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of missed, and I also feel like they all, although the Guy Ritchie movies are different, a lot of those still had the same kind of music to a degree.
To some degree,
you know, they have that like bossa nova sometimes, but then also having that like kind of like big band swing kind of feel to certain parts, and that would like kind of go in and out of these little, you know, different Afro-Cuban kind of groove things. But he also uses just a lot of, you know,
he uses a lot of like reggae and like old ska and stuff like that.
Totally.
Because like the Specials is something that he likes to use a lot, especially in his early movies.
Are they English?
Guy Ritchie. Yeah,
of course.
They're English. Of course, they're English.
Of course.
They're Specials.
Cool, so fucking cool.
Wasn't asking, I was telling. But I think that's something like something that this movie did, or Guy Ritchie just in general did, that influenced a lot of those types of movies is the way that he edited.
Absolutely.
You know, the editing in this is so energetic and so frenetic. You know, but you can still follow what's going on.
Yeah. Well, like you mentioned King Arthur, right?
Yeah.
One of his later movies. So in that movie, I feel like he took his editing, especially during the fight scenes.
Yeah.
And then he just like cranked it up to Michael Bay.
Oh, yeah.
But he took his editing style and did
right.
it. So that's why the fight scenes have this like scoot around kind of jitteriness to some of the editing. But he took that idea to its natural evolution, which was this like technology thing.
Yeah.
And I like this better.
I do. Same here. This is a little bit more
grounded
and gritty, and I don't know. I guess it just makes sense. I think with King Arthur, he had to kind of smooth his editing out because he's not telling the same kind of story pretty much.
And the sword combat looked cool because
it looked good.
Yeah.
And there was really only one time, I think it's like the chase scene in that movie, you know, when it's all the guys running away in King Arthur, when it's King Arthur and his, like, you know, Knights of the Round or whatever, other guys like running away. Like, that's the only time where I feel like you really get this style of editing in that movie, like the Guy Ritchie.
There's one point where they're being silly and they're talking back and forth about something early on.
That kind of
that has that quippy
flow.
shit,
where it's
back,
like two different conversations that are happening almost the same time, because he does like to do that, where he likes to space out his conversations through editing.
Yeah, when they're talking about the what is it,
the coursing, Turkish and Tommy trying to find Mickey that second time,
because first he's like now before you ask, and then it cuts to the next scene, he's like 2 dogs, and then it cuts to the next scene. He's like, go after a hare.
A big rabbit. Yeah.
Man.
It gets proper fucked.
Proper fucked.
Right. Well, So the boxing in this movie, because there's a bit of the Turkish and Tommy's storyline essentially revolves around illegal boxing. Yeah, and that's where Bricktop comes in. That's where Mickey comes in.
He doesn't just fight dogs; he fights people too.
That's right. Is like what do you think about the fighting?
Okay, so the fighting again is a progenitor to later Guy Ritchie tricks, which is Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, kind of that same like first where
he's thinking about how to beat that dude's ass.
Yeah,
punch him in the
ring.
kidney and or whatever,
Yeah.
Like all that it ends up being the pretty much just
the Guy Ritchie style.
Well, I mean that it all of that fighting is it kind of derives itself from the fights in Snatch. Is
absolutely
at, because I mean he didn't do that before that.
No.
No. And once he came up with that idea, he was like, "Ooh, I'm using this forever now."
This is just how I'm going to shoot my fight scenes now.
Which they're great. He likes to do the ebb and flow of time back and forth.
Yeah,
he really likes to play with that kind of dynamic.
Kind of gets you in the head of the fighter. Like when they're getting hit, it kind of slows. When they get hit in the head, it slows down
and blurs a little bit,
and then for a split second, it like speeds right back up. Because they're getting right back into the fight. Yeah,
man.
So,
but yeah, I definitely like the way the fighting shot, and I really do like the way that evolved into the way Sherlock Holmes was shot.
Absolutely,
like it works out super well. I think that also when Mickey gets knocked out into the water.
That's towards the end.
One of the coolest little transition things.
It really is. I like that. I like that scene a lot. Because it's like he is kind of out of body because he's like this last fight. He was probably in control the whole time, but he was getting drunk. He was getting his ass
he was getting
handed
his
to
fucking ass beat.
Yeah,
and his mom just died.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, but man, he swam up out of the water and uppercutted him.
Oh yeah,
like,
and it was just boom,
like Aquaman.
Yeah, and that freeze frame on Turkish and Tommy's face is just like
this motherfucker.
Now we're fucked.
Now we're fucked. Yeah, man. Well, I love this movie. Anybody that hasn't seen it, why?
Yeah, why?
Just why?
Really?
I mean,
tell us in the comments.
Are you a child? Is that why you haven't seen this film? Is that other than that? There's no excuse.
No excuses.
And maybe if you're a cool kid,
maybe if you know how to sneak R-rated movies past your parents,
right. And they don't notice the teaching you how to feed people to pigs part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
I think you'll be fine. Yeah.
Kids, watch this movie.
Look, it's Jason Statham. Don't you love Jason Statham, Mom?
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, it's a big recommend. It's one of my favorites. It's a classic. It's a feel good for me. I don't know if it's a feel good for everybody, but
it's definitely a feel good for me.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, absolutely 100% recommend. Well, I think that's probably about all we have to say on this. So what are we planning next week?
Sadness.
Oh, sadness. Oh, because we're doing Harakiri.
Sadness.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. We're doing a samurai themed thing, I guess. I'd like to talk about Ghost of Tsushima on our occasionally relevant gaming show.
Yeah, and absolutely, guys. We'll be putting out a new episode of that here in a couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Also, again, we'll be doing Harakiri next week for the Mad Cinemists theme. Yeah. Guys, if you want to check out these episodes a week early, check us out on Anchor and Spotify. Also, if you want to get in contact with us, we are on Facebook. You can also get in contact with us through email at madcinemists@gmail.com. Let's see. Also, if you haven't looked at our back catalog, we have all of our episodes as well as the episodes that we've done for the Occasionally Relevant Gaming Show, all available for you on YouTube. Check those out. Leave us comments. Like, share, subscribe. Do all the internet stuff. Final thoughts, Philip?
Proper fucked.
Yes, we are. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.